How you guys doing? Welcome back to another video, guys. We're gonna be doing our mystic reading. Before we get into it, let's just go ahead and cleanse the energy. Let's clear our minds, and let's go ahead and realign our chakras. Alright, so that's always a great start of the video to just relax, get your mind prepared, and let's go ahead and get into the general reading, right? But before we do that, we want to go ahead and pull a general message, right? Message of the day, I should say, like a word of the day, right? And your word of the day is intention. That is intention. Intention. Ensure that you guys be around people that have the right intentions for you guys. How do you figure that out? You can do a little test. Like you can do test of loyalties. Nothing too severe or nothing too crazy, but acts of like asking them to borrow things or requesting things from them and seeing if they're. But sometimes now I understand that sometimes not everybody's able to do certain things and things like that. But there are certain things that you could put into place. There's certain things you could look out for from people, such as. Do they make excuses? When it comes down to it, are they asking for things from you but not, returning that same energy? You know what I mean? So it's important to make sure people have the right intentions when it comes down to dealing with stuff. You can even ask them straight up, like, what are your intentions? That's friends, families, relationships, all these things. To ensure people have the intentions. Also remind yourself to have the right intention for everything you do, right? We oftentimes do careers and stuff for maybe pay or whatever the case is, but if you don't have the right intentions as far as like growing and development as a human being, you're often gonna come into situations where you're gonna ask yourself, is it worth it? You know what I mean? So ensure that you guys are getting into situations that you have the right intentions for, such as relationships. Look at the whole picture. Don't just look at somebody having money that it's gonna mean everything. You know what I mean? You gotta look at the person's character. Are they liable to, go through something that is it really worth me putting myself in that predicament with this person, right? Just because this person can provide for me, yes, but what if this happens? You gotta look at all factors, right? Because it's no point in having everything if you feel empty inside. You see what I'm saying? You want to feel full inside, and that's gonna give you the courage to get everything materialistic. But getting everything materialistic. It's not going to make you feel full inside, right? So make sure you have the right intentions. Also make sure you're looking for other people to have the right intentions as well, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the general reading. Again, this is general. It could apply, it could not apply. If it does apply, it's your message. If it doesn't apply, then it's just not your message at the moment, right? It could be past, present, or future. Just remember that. Kind of think of it in a general way, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. Alright, Spirit, I call upon you to allow you to work through me to resonate with these messages, to also be able to come off as clear and as clear and as clear. I want to say clear and resonate as possible, right? Okay. Okay. Here we go, guys. Alright, Spirit. What's our first message? First one we have is the Magician, right? So, I do see a bowl, and I am picking up that, you could have, a lot of the times when okay, so let's say you're sitting down, and there's a situation where, like, your ear starts ringing, or your head starts hurting. There could be people within your, I want to say, with that knows of you, right? That might not know you personally, or might not know what you're going through at the moment. But there could be people that know of you, such as friends, family members. It could be anybody, really. Not specific, but it could be somebody that could be talking about you in a negative or positive light. It can go both ways. But if you're having these feelings I'm picking up on, like if you're having these ear ringings and you're having these headaches, these are from people that are potentially talking about you. You know what I'm saying? And this is when you know that you're doing good in life. See, people typically don't talk about people that they don't wish to, or they don't wish is interested. You know what I'm saying? They don't wish that is an interest in their life. When I say negatively, it could be the karmics, such as the negative vibe people that are talking about you in a negative light, that prey on your downfall because of course you're probably going up there successful. Or it could be other people though as well that are talking about you in a positive light. You know what I mean? To differentiate is really hard, but what you can know is people only talk about people that they see inspiring or see worthy of having a conversation about. So if you guys are having these feelings and these vibes going through, like your ear sounds ringing and things like that, you sense that people are talking about you, even when you come around people, is different energies. You have to realize that you have this type of lightful, spirit that's gonna cause these type of situations. And the only time that it will stop is if you stop being great, and you don't want to stop being great. So just a confirmation for you guys, if you guys are feeling that vibe from people, or you guys are experiencing those type of situations, just a reminder that people are gonna talk about you when you walk in the light. And if you are walking in the light of the Lord, and you are walking in the light of the Spirit, such as doing right by people and doing right by yourself, you're gonna get people that's going to seek that as potential conversation. So just remember that, keep that in mind. This is from the Magicians. Okay. All right. Thanks, Spirit, for that message. All right, Spirit, what are the messages do you have for us? Okay, so the next one we have is the Chariot. And again, here we have a woman that's flying, but a woman that's on a chariot, and she's glazing to the sky. But it can also be a male as well. I want you guys to think general, both parties. Now, when it comes down to these type of situations, they only occur after you go through little struggles, right? It's always a success story after a little struggle story. And when I say success, I'm talking about overcoming the barriers of life, right? Or overcoming the barriers of your circumstances. I see within your future and within your time span that most likely if you clicked on this video, you're probably going through something in your past life, right? When I say past life, I'm talking about something that could have happened yesterday or something that could have happened in the past, right? When it comes down to these situations, I want you to remember that there are going to be times that you're going to feel free, right? There's also going to be times that you're going to feel enclosed. You have to understand that with every rainy day, there's a sunny day, right? You only know a sunny day when you've experienced a rainy day. In this case, this person knows that they're flying because they know that they're free, right? They feel freedom. They got their arms raised in the air. They feel freedom. And I want you guys to feel the same way. If you guys are in a closed environment and you guys are feeling, the struggles and you guys going through a lot right now, have that understanding that you're gonna once feel free, but the only way that you can feel free is if you have once in your lifetime feel trapped. You might be trapped in this moment. You might be trapped in your mind state, physical state, emotional state, financial state, whatever state that you might be trapped in. I want you guys to have that broad understanding that freedom is coming. Freedom is coming your way. Freedom of life, freedom of time, freedom of financial stability, freedom of emotions, freedom of the mindset, freedom of power. Anything of freedom is coming your way. So just guys, hold on and continue to do what you've been doing that got you free in the past. If you feel, what's crazy? Even if you feel trapped at the moment, you know what freedom feels like. Therefore, you know what now you understand what trap feels like. Because you're trapped, you're trapped because you've experienced freedom at one point in time in your life. So I want you guys to reminisce on the time that you got out of them situations, whether it be financially, emotionally, mentally, or physically, and let's see if you can, recuperate or redistribute that same energy into this situation as well, right? I don't know what it is, and I don't really know specifically, but I can say that if you've done it once, you can do it twice, right? Okay, so we're gonna put that here. Freedom is on its way. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Spirit, what are the message you got for us? So the next one we have is Queen of Cups. And as I said, this is confirming when I say of freedom, because here you have now a mermaid with a glass of, looks to be wine, or a glass of any type of beverage, might be an alcoholic beverage for celebration purposes. And she's just sitting on an ice cube. And this can mean relaxation, right? A lot of times, like I said, a lot of times, if you look at the way life goes, you're gonna go through a lot to gain a lot, right? It's going to be that give take relationship with the universe. Like the relationship they're gonna take something from you. Sorry, it might be a take give situation. They're gonna take something from you, such as your freedom or things like that, to kind of test you, right? To kind of see, are you going to fall in the guidelines of just giving up, or are you going to continue, or like I said, reminisce the things on the past times where you made it out, and are you gonna continue to have this fighting power in you, right? So once you get through the universe test, they're gonna reward you with a cool night out. This person looks like they're looking at the stars and things like that. So this could be a cool night out for you. This could be a celebration of your freedom, of your breakthrough, right? This could be a confirm for the freedom that's coming. This could be the rewards, the benefits of whatever's to come your way, right? We often go out for celebration. I know you probably guys go out for, like, if you guys ever been to like a party or something, anything like that is for celebration purposes. So this could be a celebration coming from it. This could be a celebration as you are experiencing freedom, or as you will experience freedom, right? Okay. Gonna go ahead. All right, let's continue. Alright, Spirit, what other message do you have for us? So the next one we have is King of Wands. And this could be Queen of Wands as well. You know what I'm saying? It can go both ways. Or actually, let's go ahead and say it's King of Wands for the reading, right? Now, let's say specifically, this person, they have, of course, a large wand in their hand. They are masculine. And I want to generalize this for both parties. So let's just say that if you are a female and you do seek men in your life, a king of character is coming to your way, right? A king of individual. If you guys are searching for this king and have not found this king yet, this person in your life that is not necessarily controlling or overly overruling, but this type of person is going to be protective and is going to serve, right? A lot of times people don't understand that the boss actually is the hardest work in the room. It's supposed to be the hardest work in the room, right? Because the boss is supposed to make sure that their employees, the boss is supposed to work hard on their employees. They're supposed to provide that initial support for their employees. And this is the same way with kings and queens. See, people look at the ruling aspect, but we don't understand that good kings and queens actually put in a lot of overtime when it comes down to serving and protecting. They're normally ones that's in the front line and things like that, right? So as we serve the king also serves us, if not same way or more, right? When it comes down to it, I feel like in your sexual life, in your relationship life, you're gonna be experiencing a king, right? Fellas out there, masculines, if you guys are, this could be confirming for you guys. If you guys are going through situations where you're not feeling as manly or masculine anymore, there's going to be a time of change, right? There's going to be a time where, the universe is going to send you certain signs, right? Certain videos are going to pop in your phone that direct you specifically more to doing more masculine things, right? As a man, there's things that we can do to create more of an empowerment to ourselves, right? Such as eating healthier, because, everything comes from the food we eat, the training we do, not necessarily training in the body, but we can train in the body, but it's also training the mindset and the soul, right? And as a masculine, you want to empower that as much as possible, such as a feminine, right? The same way you want your feminine partner to be the best person she can be, masculines, we also have to be the best we can be. It doesn't mean that we have to overrule things to be a king. A king is just basically a term for just being powerful, right? Being powerful. And I want you guys to be powerful. I want you guys to be as not only powerful in the mind, the soul, the body, but also in modern terms like financially as well. You can practice good deeds such as saving money. You can practice good terms such as making sure you guys are healthy, making sure you guys are on your stuff, you know what I mean, being disciplined, learning all of the traits and learn all the great characteristics of a king allows you to be able to mimic that way, you know what I'm saying, in a way. Like use those traits that have to work, right? Because they're a king. They have to work. Just even the basic rituals or the basic everyday things, such as that if you want to keep your floor clean, you sweep and you mop, right? It's just these basic habits that a king does. Basic habits such as they might get up early in the morning. You're just basically like empowering yourself, and you're gonna find that female that you seek, because what's gonna happen is the female typically looks by nature, they're gonna look for the masculine as much as possible. Not necessarily saying you gotta be tough, but tough in spirit, tough in mind, tough in self-care, self-love, all of these things. And when you take all of these characteristics and you put them all in one, you've made yourself a king. Or women, for you have now found your king, because the masculine will start to develop these skills, as well as you are now starting to look for these skills in a man. This is important for you guys, women. I want you guys to start looking for these type of characteristics, not just because somebody has money or because somebody makes you laugh, but all sides of things, right? Are they going through struggles and able to manage the situations, preferably 75% on their own? They might get a little help, but as a masculine, we often have to try our best to do things on our own so that we can build that strong masculine character, right? These are going to go both for both parties. As a female, you're going to be seeking from it. As a male, you're going to be wanting to do these things, because in order to attract that divine female, you got to be a divine masculine, right? It's just how it works. I know karmics attract sometimes and situations, but long-lasting relationships and great vibes from a person comes from a divine characters on both parties, on both ends, right? So that was your message, right? Empowerment is what I'm picking up on for both parties, whether it's you empowering yourself or you searching for empowerment, the expectation of empowerment from others, right? All right, Spirit, what are the messages you have for us? Okay, so the next one we have is the Empress. And, women, this is for you specifically, as the last one was for the man or the masculine. Now, when it comes down to the Empress, right, often you see the palm trees fanning. I'm seeing that, you have these trees that are, they're fanned on. They're probably chilling on the beach. They got some bananas in their hand. They're flexing. They're, lay it up, right? They're eating fruit. They're chilling. Now, I want you guys to understand that you guys have to recognize yourself as valuable, right? For my women out there and for my man out there, right? Both parties, because for man, I want you guys to seek value in a female. I want you guys to start searching for these specific characteristics. And this doesn't have to be money. This doesn't have to be anything that's modern. This could be the natural human characters of a person that's going to benefit them, right? A lot of times, just because people have money, the circumstance that they got the money doesn't necessarily make them wealthy in character. Such as if somebody was loaning money from the bank, right? And they went and bought a house. You see the house, but you don't see the debt that they have accumulated. You don't see the fact that they owe. Not saying that buying a house is wrong or good for debt, but you got to remember that just because somebody has an object doesn't necessarily mean they fully earn it as of yet. So if they don't fully earn it and they actually owe, then technically they're the same people like you know what I mean? They're, so what I'm just trying to say, or somebody could have been given money from their parents. What I'm trying to say is you don't really want to look at when you get there to that situation, you don't really want to look at what the person shares, but how the person is, right? For an example, do they take care, like if they got a kid already, do they take care of the kid? Are they letting other people watch them? You know what I'm saying? You gotta really look at all the characteristics before you lie with this person, right? Lie with this individual. What do they do for now? Work life, it doesn't matter what they do for work life. I don't want you guys to search for a person to do a certain thing for work life like it's going to really matter for the characteristics. It does, but in the way it doesn't. Like, I don't want you guys feeling like, oh, because this person, works at a patty restaurant, that they're less of a person that works in a bank. Not the case, right? A lot of times you want to look at the character of the person. Like, does the individual do things that are gonna get them hammed up, right? A lot of times we see the fast living on social media, and we want to mimic that within our relationship. And those type of things and quick. That's why they call them fast living, right? See, you want to develop a relationship that's gonna develop over time, long time. Like, you can see this person right here. She's relaxing, she's chilling, having a great time. This is the Empress. This is the person that you want. You want to impress with. You want to impress with zero problems, or at least zero, little to no problems within their life. They're not worrying. They're not got no stress on their shoulders. This is what you want, fellas. And for my women out there, this is how you want to become. You do not want to have stress. And how do you do that? You have to learn to start looking for the red flags and the green checks. The red flags to indicate that something is not right for you. I don't care if you have to sleep. I don't care if you have to avoid, like, listen. The handouts that people give today, be careful with them handouts. Because for me personally, I would rather, and it sounds harsh, I would rather sleep in a tent on the streets than to accept a handout from somebody, go through BS, and then go back to sleeping on that tent in the streets. If you develop a mindset of just being a human character, and you develop a strong structure within your life and a strong situation, anything is possible. Anything will come out of it. Anything to help you be more consistent in whatever you choose to do. And, of course, have God on your side. You guys have to remember that, yes, the houses, the cars, all of that's nice, but we as humans, we descend from living in caves and things like that, so we can make it. I don't want you guys feeling any less of a person because you have to sleep in your car for a time being because you didn't want to accept the handout from a drug dealer. I'm just being honest with you guys, right? These are the type of things that we want to look out for. For my masculines out there, you don't want people with problems. The whole point of living life is to live life peacefully, but also hardworkingly, right? This is what we want. So in order for you guys to be comfortable, I'm picking up a comfortable message here. To be comfortable, right? We have to do the work. We have to live by the divine, right? No matter what circumstances the divine puts us under, that's the whole purpose of a test. Before we reap the fruits, they want to see if we can grow the trees, and we can plant the seeds of these trees, and we can be patient to allow these trees to grow. Like, if you look at some grapes and some bananas, they take a while. They take a couple weeks, a couple months to sprout. If you sat there and they didn't sprout within the day and you left, you would never reap the fruits, the natural fruits. You're always going to go for the fake fruits and the fabricated fruits that are being given to you. And then guess what? You're always going to have to go backwards and you know what I'm saying? It's just like a recycle versus planting your seed, allowing it to grow, put the work in, water it every morning, and be patient and allow it to sprout, and then you can enjoy the fruits. Only then will you be comfortable and still hardworking, peaceful in life, right? Okay. Let's go to the next one. All right, Spirit, what other message do you have for us? Okay, so the next one we have is the Tower. And this can be confirmation for you going up in life, right? A lot of times we don't really see our progress. It takes other people to see it for us. And when you're going up in life and you don't realize it, that's probably one of the best situations because you're not focused on necessarily moving up. You're just focused on survival skills. See, when you focus on survival skills and you enhance your survival ability, you actually become a lot more you come away from being vulnerable to any materialistic items, right? Because oftentimes where we see our progress. And it's nothing wrong with seeing your progress, but when you see your progress, typically you, like for an example, say you got more of a pay at a job and your focus, like say somebody is semi focused on their paycheck and they see the pay go up. What happens is we end up wanting to treat ourselves and we end up wanting to go and kind of like reward ourselves in a way for getting a higher paycheck, which in that point you're focusing on the wrong subject. You see what I'm trying to say? This is some real, I need y'all to listen to this. If you look at somebody that makes a higher paying job, and if you guys did this before, I want you guys to know, if you take somebody that's made a higher pay before, right? That pay is a reward, right? They're celebrating because they made a higher reward, right? Not because they worked harder in their job to get that reward, but because they're like, oh, I just made a higher paycheck, I'm gonna go splurge a little bit, right? If you don't focus on that reward that you've received from the divine, right? Whether it be financially, physically, emotionally, and all of that, right? Whether it be a fitness person and you sold it, focus on the craft at hand because you can never go wrong. Like for an example, if you have gymnasts that focus more on the craft, they can be a great athlete. But if you have somebody that focuses on the results, it's going to be a slower progress to becoming a great athlete because they're going to be so focused on trying to be the best, and because they're focused on the rewards. And when they don't become the best, they feel like they didn't make it. You know what I mean? They feel discouraged. They don't feel like everything is falling the way they want it to, and that's the issue. So I want you guys to focus on the craft at hand, right? I don't want you guys to focus on the rewards that you're getting. And once you focus on the craft at hand, only then will you rise like a tower, right? Only then will you build this beautiful structure, this beautiful coconut tree that's standing strong and that's continuing to progress in life, just based on focusing on the craft at hand, right? Okay. Here we go. Alright. Spirit, what other messages do you have for us? Next we have the sun. I want you guys to get out there into the sun more. If you guys have a skin condition and things like that, I want you guys to at least get out there. You can stand in the shade and just observe nature, right? The sun comes from nature. In this picture, you have a woman that's standing between two mountains with a sun. It's just kind of like sun gazing, they would say, right? I want you guys to get out there, right? If you want to spend time at the beach, if you want to spend time in the forest, in the ocean, if you guys go out on the boat, then you can spend time in the ocean. But I don't want you guys to be too wrapped up in your financial stability, your civilian lifestyle, your buildings, your cars, and all of that. Take the time to appreciate nature for what it came to, because we have to remember that everything we do and everything we consume comes from nature's providence, right? Everything, oil, everything comes from, at one time, might have been a tree or whatever the case is, right? I don't know specifically how it happens, but what I can say is everything has to come from the earth, right? There's no other resource but grass and things like that. So I want you guys to remember that. Appreciating nature shows the universe that even though the earth might be, they say, it's destroyed by humans and things like that, if there's just a few people, even if there's some people, even if you yourself use these resources, having the appreciation for the earth, and it will allow us to make better choices, such as if we are walking or if we're on the beach and we see a plastic bottle, we will pick it up because we'll have appreciation to do that little 30 seconds of work for the universe. If we don't appreciate what the nature has provided for us, we tend to just avoid it and seek if somebody else is going to pick it up, or just enjoy the product without giving the praise. You know what I mean? It's important because you got to look at it in your aspect. If somebody was to use your qualities or your skills or whatever it is that you do and they don't show appreciation, they don't even say thank you for your craft, you're gonna feel upset. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the universe sometimes reacts. That's why a lot of these things happen in the world, because the universe is saying you guys are not showing appreciation. I know that you're gonna want to develop as humans. You're gonna want to drive cars. You're gonna want to do these things. Great, but at least show appreciation. There's no reason why there should be trash on the beaches. There's no reason why there's trash cans being displayed and people are still littering. You see what I'm saying? So once you guys, it starts from us, right? Once we spread the love, then that's when we can accept the love. You can't accept things that you don't give, right? If you don't give love to another person, you can't expect them to give love to you, right? So this all reciprocal. It all comes to pieces in one. It's all a puzzle piece that matches up. So just show appreciation for the universe, such as picking up trash at the beach if you see it, things like that. Make sure you're not littering. If you have parties that are in your group section, let them know, educate them on the benefits, but not mostly the benefits, but just in general, because doing to others as you want them done to you. And if you want the universe to help you out, you have to help the universe out. You have to spread the kindness, spread the love, and spread the knowledge of appreciating what the universe has provided for us, what the earth has provided for us, right? Okay. All right, Spirit, what is another message for us? So the last one we have is the Emperor, right? And as I said, to be powerful doesn't mean to be controlling, doesn't mean anything like that. When you are an emperor, or if you're a female, you're looking for an emperor, or you're a male and you wanted to be an emperor, it's all about character. That's why a lot of the times you see a president rolling around in like tan, army vehicles. It's about character, right? It's doing things that's going to bring certain outcomes, such as protection, things like that. I don't know where this thing comes from, but you have men that's in this world this lifetime, and if you are one of them, please stop doing this. Going around and sleeping with a bunch of women. What that does is that diminishes your personality, and if you're a female, same way. You guys have to recognize that when now I understand if you get into a relationship and if if you thought this person was honest and things like that, and then you build a relationship with them and then you end up getting pregnant, or you end up getting the girl pregnant. I understand those situations, but I want you guys to be careful on who you lay with. Like, really keep a note tab, because there's this stimulus that sexual relationships is supposed to be fun and enjoyment, when realistically, if you do that on your own terms and you give yourself self-love, fine, do as much as you please. But when you mix body fluids with an individual, you're mixing spirits, right? You might have been mixed demons, you might have been mixed emotions, all of these things. It's not just a quick one night stand. It was never made that way. Sex isn't for fun and enjoyment. Sex is for the purpose of reproduction. So masculines and feminines and emperors and empresses, I want you guys to realize that in order to become this, you have to seek yourself as valuable. Because typically, people that are of high power and high authority, other people see them as value. But before other people see them as value, they have to have seen value themselves to want to be in that position in the first place, right? If you look at any military personnel that's up there in ranks, they have to seek themselves valuable to go through the training to become that person who they are. The president, he had to seek himself as valuable to run for that position, right? So when you guys have these valuable outlooks, and you want valuable outlooks on life, or you want valuable outcomes within life, you got to value yourself first, right? You got to make sure that you guys are looking at every detail. Like I said, having quick night stands is not considered valuable, because you're sharing more of your product out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to think that that's cool, or think that that's efficient. It's not efficient. It's more preferred from the universe that you guys hold it on your own terms, and not just give your product out freely, right? You want to make sure that if people do get your product, there's risk that you take, right? Like I said, you're trading emotions, spirits, demons, and all of these type of things. So you want to make sure you lock it in, right? Not everybody's gonna be upfront with you guys and tell you guys what it is and what it ain't. I understand that, but if you limit that, right? If you limit, let's say, you have people that's going out there and just having one night stands, just trying to spur up the moment. You got like 20 people, you know what I'm saying, that you could put in your tab and say, yeah, I had sexual intercourse with these people. And people's gonna call you names and things like that, but we're not debating all of that. We're just talking about the fact that you're trading so much energy and time, whether it be one night stands or 6 month stands, into all these people, and all that's doing on the back end is people talk, so it just looks weird. You know what I mean? It looks funny, and I'm just here to tell you guys, like, it's better to stay to yourself and build your character and build who you want to be looked at and viewed at and value at, than trying different stimulus. And I am not here to judge people, but if you guys are thinking of that, or you know what I'm saying, if you're a female or if you're masculine and you feel like it's not a great thing, like I said, the energy matches, fine, but I don't want you guys to search for that type of sexual situations. I want you guys to just enjoy it, enjoy life, enjoy the person's connection, and just see where it plays out. Try to be upfront as much as with each other. Like I said, you can look for the red flags and the green ticks. You can look for the personality traits. This is all things that we need to start putting into our habits, our daily habits, and our daily activities, or even with interaction with humans, so that we can be able to build that character of an emperor, of an empresses, and things like that, right? People are gonna value us once we start valuing ourselves, right? I just want to make that very clear to you guys, and that will be the message for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this reading. Remember, your word of the day is intention. That's INTENTION. Make sure that you have the right intention when you do things. Also, make sure that, or do your best to try to hinder if people have the right intentions for you, right? Till next time, guys, I will see you in the next reading.